Good morning, Capricorn, and welcome to my channel. This is the Oracle of Zoraya Utranaya, and today I will be doing a reading for you for the week of April the 28th to May the 4th, 2024. I've already cut your decks and I have shuffled each of them 4 times utilizing the numerology of the date April the 28th, 2024. So why don't we just dive right in? I apologize for my voice. I'm still getting over this sickness that I had last week. Okay, so first of all, we are starting off with the Lovers, okay? This card is a representation of Gemini, okay, the twins. And it can, one of the more traditional meanings of this card can signify being at a crossroads and needing to make a decision on which way you're going to go. Okay, now how I interpret this very interesting card is a little bit different than everybody else. Okay, so obviously it can mean that a lover, like you have a lover coming in, or like love is coming in for you. Okay, but I try to focus on my readings more on personal development, that kind of stuff. Okay. So if you're familiar with Gnosticism, okay, which is a sect of Christianity, but there's a lot of like hidden knowledge and occult stuff involved with it. Okay, and there are a lot of hidden books of the Bible and hidden truths that have been kept from the world. Okay, so if and I'm very interested in mythology of all different kinds. So this is just how I interpret this card. Okay, this is a representation of the allegory of the Garden of Eden. Okay, now if you look at the Garden of Eden and what it represents, with Adam and Eve kind of being told that they need to stay in the Garden of Eden, and they were forbidden to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, because it would give them the secrets of the universe. And so this in turn is kind of representation of the God of the Old Testament wanting to keep Adam and Eve ignorant and pretty much prisoners to the Garden of Eden. And he didn't want them to find out how powerful they really were. Okay. And so the snake is very interesting if you want to look up Gnosticism. They believe, now this is not what I believe, this is just how I'm representing this card. Okay, so the snake can actually signify Jesus Christ, and because Jesus Christ is actually not the son of the Old Testament Bible, but of a different God, and the God of the Old Testament is actually Yaldabaoth, and he is the demiurge, and he is a false god, and one that just wants people to do sacrifices for him, and he's actually quite aggressive God. And so that being said, he wanted to keep these people ignorant as to how powerful they really were. Okay, and Jesus Christ is the light bringer, and he's represented as the devil in the Bible, in the Old Testament, as the snake. Okay, but the snake has liberated the Adam and Eve into eating the apple of from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they opened themselves up to all this esoteric knowledge that was available to them that wasn't there before. Okay, and then they got thrown out of the Garden of Eden. Okay, so this is about setting yourself free and doing your own research, and not accepting naivety and ignorance, and you need to pursue knowledge. Okay, so a lot of things are going on in the world right now. A lot more truths are going to be coming out, especially by the end of April, but for the rest of the year, especially as Pluto oscillates its final dance between Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, there's a lot of things. The world is not what we think it is. We need to eat this apple. We need to take the red pill, right? We need to take the clear pill or whatever, okay? But we need to break free of this matrix of illusion of what is going on so that we can raise our consciousness and realize how powerful we are. We are gods, okay? We are one with the universe. We are the universe experiencing itself in many different forms at the same time, okay? So we are being kept from knowing this. Okay, so we are being encouraged to tap into our divinity and tap into the collective unconscious and all of the esoteric knowledge and occult knowledge. Now, occult doesn't mean bad, it means hidden knowledge, if you didn't know that. Okay, so you're being encouraged to tap in to all of the knowledge of the universe, maybe doing some meditation, maybe starting to realize of all the bad habits and situations in your life that are not serving you the best, that are inhibiting you from elevating your consciousness. Okay, the snake in all primordial mythologies and religions, the snake represents the divine feminine and knowledge. Okay, and it also represents the Kundalini. And the Kundalini is a representation of an inner fire that starts on your bottom chakra, in your root chakra, and it stays dormant there until it is activated. And many times in someone's life, it can be activated by a spiritual awakening, either by something traumatic or some sort of hardship that you've gone through, some sort of dark night of the soul. And then your chakras start opening up, and the Kundalini is like representation. If you don't know about it, do some reading about it, okay? The Kundalini is activation of your spiritual consciousness, going up from the root chakra all the way up your spine to your Christ consciousness, okay? Everything is an allegory, everything is a metaphor. Okay, when we start tapping into all the symbolism and the metaphors of the world, you can start putting things together and opening yourself up to a lot more knowledge, because everything is symbols. Half of our brain is using logic and half of our brain uses symbols, and we're not used to utilizing that, tapping into our intuition and whatnot. That was a long explanation for one card, but I think that was really meant for you, Capricorn, okay? So start looking into, perhaps you are going through a dark night of soul, perhaps you are experiencing this Kundalini awakening, and you're being encouraged to take that red pill, to bite that apple, and to seek out information that perhaps is not, that is hidden from everybody else. And perhaps you're starting to realize and see things in the world that are not making sense. And so I wouldn't question your intuition, and I wouldn't question your questioning. Okay, keep going with it. Don't censor yourself from seeking out knowledge and information because it is taboo, or because it is deemed a conspiracy theory or something like that. Okay, because there's a lot of stuff, like our world is going to be turned upside down this year. Okay. Okay, so now we have the Empress, okay? And the Empress is the card of manifestations. She's very fertile, so this might be a time for you, like we're already in Taurus season. Okay, Taurus is ruled by Venus, okay? And Venus is the Empress. And if you know what's funny, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a connection here. Okay, the snake here, Lucifer, okay, in the Bible, so Lucifer is not Satan, okay? They're two different things. And in the Bible, there is only one mention of Lucifer, and it referred to a Babylonian king, and they referred to him as the morning star. Okay, the light bringer, and that is what it means in Latin. Okay, and it represents the planet of Venus. Lucifer, it means Venus. Okay, so that's interesting. The light bringer, so what does light bring? Information, and you're able to see things clearly, right? So that's interesting. Okay, so this is a very fertile time for you. So if this is about getting pregnant, either if you're a man trying to impregnate someone, or a woman trying to get pregnant, this is a good time for you to try. And if you're not trying to get pregnant, just take your precautions, because this is a very fertile time for you. Now, if this is not about a baby, this can be a very fertile time for you to for ideas. Okay, ideas and moving forward with different projects and getting things started. Okay, new things, or planting those seeds. Okay, so, and maybe tapping into your intuition and seeking out different means of information to help you with this. Okay, now you see she has a scepter, and she has the ability to just manifest things and create things with a wave of her scepter. Okay, she can make the rivers flow, she can grow those weeds. She's very abundant in health, abundant in wealth and prosperity, property, everything. So she can manifest everything with that wave of her wand. Okay, so what does Venus encompass? She encompasses everything that has to do with money, finances, the earth, like farming, food, agriculture, and beauty. Okay, so perhaps you're meant to tap into different means of getting different information, seeking out different avenues of information, maybe seeking out alternative media, alternative news, or to get some information regarding your finances, regarding geopolitical issues, going to get more organic food. Okay, going against the mainstream here. Okay, very interesting reading, I have to say. Okay, so you're definitely very fertile and very powerful right now. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe I think this is not talking about. So maybe you have been feeling a little bit frugal lately. Maybe money has been tight, and you are trying to save money as much as you can. Okay, now there is a lot of financial instability right now in the world, and we are going through a financial reset. Okay, so the global reserve currency, which is the American dollar, which is also the petrodollar, which is how countries in the world are meant to trade oil in the US dollar. This was an agreement that was done between the United States and Saudi Arabia in the early 70s, when the dollar was taken off the gold standard. Okay, and now countries, including the BRICS countries, so that's there's a new movement happening around the world where they don't want to use the US dollar anymore. They want to use their local currencies to trade in oil and other commodities. Okay, and this is going to eventually dethrone the US dollar from being the global reserve currency. And that might not happen right away, but it will happen. If you look up a graph on the internet, there is the history of global reserve currencies, and the duration of time that global reserve currency lives for is about 80 to 100 years, and the United States is approaching that right now. Okay, and then we also have these wars, and what the financial system is going to look like eventually soon is blockchain. It's going to be digital. It's going to be CBDCs. It's going to be assets, digital assets backed by commodities. Okay, so you want to make sure you're doing your research. Okay, and don't follow the mainstream news, because when they're telling you something, hold on, my cat's eating this plant. Get out of here. When they're telling you something on the news, they're telling you to look this way, you should be looking this way, okay? And if they're telling you to invest in something on the news and the mainstream media, you probably shouldn't do that, because you know what? They're planning on some sort of catastrophe, some sort of black swan event here to bring in this new digital economy, okay? It's very different readings. I must say. But that being said, I would look into alternative media. Start researching stuff on YouTube and everything like that about maybe some crypto stuff and use cases that certain cryptos might have in the new financial system. I'm not a financial advisor. I'll tell you to do your own research and seek out your own knowledge here, okay? Because if you do that, you know, you're going to be safe. You're going to be the empress. You're going to be able to still maintain comfortably, okay? But I would just be mindful of where your money is right now, okay? Gold is on the rise, so is other commodities like silver, platinum, some crypto. So just look into do your own research, okay? And don't just trust the hype, and don't just trust what people say, okay? You are your own goddess, and you're your own god, and you are very powerful. So listen to your intuition and follow what it says, okay? So we have here weaving flowers, okay? The very beautiful card here, and that is with the Lovers, okay? So what I was saying before, and I'm going to tie it to the whole entire reading. And just so you know, I'm not being negative here, because you do have two really golden cards here, and golden cards signify positive stuff. So I would just say that this is a caution for you to be mindful of where your finances are, and to do your own research and break free from just swallowing information that is spoon-fed to you from the mainstream media. Okay, so here we are with the weaving of the flowers. Okay, and so do you see here, I just noticed this. You see how her eyes are shut, or her eyes are covered? Okay, now if you don't always see, there are strings here, and she's kind of weaving everything together. Okay, and so what I'm getting here, because it's paired with the Lovers card, blind faith in something is not really what you should be doing, right? And that's the whole message here that I have been saying to you, right? Look, what does the old God of the Old Testament say to people? You need to just believe. And you know, I grew up Christian. I grew up Roman Catholic. And I have 4 planets in Sagittarius, which is philosophy, like philosophical thinking and questioning and whatnot, and seeking out knowledge, right? And so I always questioned everything. I got kicked out of class. I got in my high school. I always asked my family all the time, like, why do we not eat meat on Good Friday? Well, that's just religion. That's what we do. Like, don't shut up. Just don't question everything. So you are meant to question everything, and I would say that you are being encouraged not to just follow things blindly because everybody else is doing it. Okay, because once you start opening your eyes, you're going to see that everything is connected. Okay, you see all those strings there, and you're going to start being able to piece things together. And then when you start doing that, you're going to be able to start utilizing everything that you're putting together to your own advantage. Okay. Then we have here A Long Way Home with the Empress. Okay, so some of you I feel might be moving. Not everybody. I'm sorry, my voice is getting all screwed up. Not everybody, but I feel like what I'm getting more from this is that once you start breaking free from the dogmatic blind faith following of the herd, you know, a lot of us been have been seeing what's happening with over the last 4 years now, since 2020, since all that stuff happened with certain sickness, okay, and all of the blind faith that people followed that didn't make sense. Okay, this has all been part of the plan. Like, the world is changing, okay, and there had to be some sort of, and it's only astrology too, okay, and it had to happen, I'm sadly to say, but it's waking everybody up slowly to the illusion of what is happening in the world, how we've been living. Okay, and so once we start breaking free of that illusion and that blind faith, we're going to start taking ourselves to new heights, and our consciousness is going to be elevating like that kundalini snake in our spine. And with the Four of Pentacles, we have Sleeping Beauty's dream. Okay, so what I usually normally get with this is like, this is Sleeping Beauty's dream. If you know the story of Sleeping Beauty, she during her 16th birthday, she was cursed by a witch who was not invited to her christening or something when she was a baby. And at her 16th birthday, she pricked herself on a spinning wheel, and then the whole castle fell asleep. And all of these princes, like all of these, the whole castle was engulfed in this maze of shrubs and vines and thorns and whatnot to keep people out, because one prince was, whoever loved her can give her a kiss and wake her up. Okay, now people tried, and then they were not honorable enough, and the vines killed each prospective lover of this princess. And one man was able to break through it and wake her up in the castle up. And what I'm getting here is that you are your own prince. This is what I got for someone else yesterday. You are the princess, but you are also the prince, and you are the only one that can save yourself. So don't rely on blind dogmatic thinking. Break free from the herd and do your own research. And if things don't make sense to you, look into it, and you don't just follow what everyone else is doing. I don't think you do that, Capricorn, but good for you. Okay, we're going to end up here with the humpback whale, and then we're going to start, because this is a long reading that I've done for you today. Hope I didn't ramble on too much. Okay, here we go. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Inner navigation, right? Don't just follow what everyone else is saying. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Peaceful, gentle giant, love, singer, teacher, record keeper, power of breath, protection, strength, traveler, telepathy, and tirelessness. Humpbacks are the record keepers of the world. Whale people can connect to this ancient knowledge, but often do not understand where their knowing comes from. Okay, that's your intuition. Follow it. Humpbacks are the peaceful bards of the sea. The males sing long, complex ballads to court the females. They often sing in unison. Their soulful songs are frequencies that release tension and heal the oceans with love. Humpback is a great totem for the musician or the composer. Singing is a powerful act that links us to our eternal soul. Music unlocks hidden joy, inner knowing, and healing. Humpbacks travel long distances using sonar to find their way. Sonar can travel hundreds of miles and is like asking a question and then waiting patiently for the answer to come back to you. Humpback mothers carefully tend to their newborns. They gently push them to the surface to breathe and teach them the way to live. If humpback is your totem, you have strong protective forces around you. Your telepathy and knowing are strong. You will navigate the vast ocean of life with grace and sure success. Call upon humpback to teach you to unlock your many gifts and help you remember the history and place in the world. So on the contrary, are you asking questions and listening to the answers? Very interesting. Are you asking questions and listening to the answer? Is life so noisy that you've lost the sound of your inner sonar, your inner guidance, right? Not relying on other people. Find some silence. And do you need to put the world right once more? Pause, breathe deeply, and then return to the water. All right, Capricorn, if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That is something that you'd like to do. You can hit that bell notification if you want to get notified when I release new videos, and if you want a more holistic approach as to what is going on with your week, definitely not only check out your sun sign, but also your moon, your rising, and your Venus. I am truly grateful for your energy and for you watching my video. Have a wonderful day, Capricorn.